Are you ready to grind? It's Sports 56 Grind Time with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane. Now, here's Peter and Anthony.
All right, let's go. Welcome in, everybody, to an all-new edition of Sports 56 Grind Time, live from the Family Leisure Studios on a Tuesday, big Tuesday. Lots to discuss. Pivotal day for the Tigers. Another day of celebration for the Grizzlies. Another day in which COVID seems to be creeping up a little closer and closer to starting to mess some things up again. And, much more to it than that. We got lots to discuss coming up. We're talking to some old pals of ours over the next 2 hours. And, of course, that includes all of you out there. But before we tell you how to get involved, I got to say hello to my pal, Anthony Sane. What's up, man?
Man, what it do?
What do it do?
Doesn't do nothing. It don't do nothing.
It don't do nothing.
Man.
And, of course, Darian Newsom producing the program. Good afternoon, Darian. How are you?
There we go. Hola, peeps. How y'all doing?
Good.
Hola.
Pete, I did something I've never done before, and I felt so dirty doing it.
I don't know. Do we need to hear about
In my 42 years of life, I've never done this, but I did it just now.
Okay. All right.
I did it just now, for sure.
Okay.
I went on FanDuel. You can go on FanDuel as well. Peter, you might want to talk about FanDuel now, later, whenever, but I went on FanDuel.
Yeah. Okay.
I bet against the University of Memphis for the first time in my life. And it felt so good. It felt so liberating. It felt so liberating to get free money tonight. Join me, will you, on FanDuel. They enter the same free money bet tonight.
Well, Tigers are going to win now.
Take the money line. Put your kids' college tuition on it.
Oh, boy. Boy, oh, boy. How about that?
That felt so liberating.
I'm proud of you, man. You had to do what you had to do.
Bro, I've lost a lot of money on Grizzly games, parlays, NBA parlays, NFL parlays, whatever. I can take that. I've lost money messing with the Tigers this year. I'm like, nah, y'all, I'm not, no. You don't have that type of access to me. Let me just make my money back over you guys tonight.
Shout out to me giving the 10 points the other day. I know. I remember I told you double down on those 10 points on Mary
I did
State.
the money line. Yeah.
I know.
Did you bet the money?
Yeah, you know I did. I doubled down. I just knew that they would turn back into the Tigers, and you guys were right.
I told you.
I told you. Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to talk about the game itself coming up with our pal Steven Johnson coming up at 2 o'clock. Because it's this is a pivotal game in the fact that it is a home game that is going to be the best game they're going to play from here on out. Except for the Houston game later on, assuming Houston continues to do what it's doing. It's really we talked about. It's really a 4-game season in many respects. At least in terms of their at-large hopes.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the year, it's if they don't do well in the 4 games, 2 games against Houston, and then the 2 games this week, Alabama and Tennessee. If they don't do well in those games, if they don't, I'd say at least 3-1, then you can probably throw out any at-large discussion at that point, barring some weird, crazy turn of events. I tell you what, it's a huge game. We'll talk about what's going to happen on the court coming up in the program. Obviously, we're also going to talk about the Grizzlies last night, continuing to just be phenomenal.
Oh man,
absolutely an astonishing run that they've been on without John Morant, and it continues with another beatdown. This time of the Philadelphia 76ers. Now the Sixers did not have Joel Embiid. That makes a huge difference. But be that as it may, the Grizzlies still absolutely pounded them by 35 points, 126-91. The numbers are just crazy in this game and have been for a while now for this Grizzly team. We're going to talk about them here in just a second. If you want to join us, you can on the AutoZone listener line. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
All right, Transform. All right, dude from Police Academy.
Every time he does it, I think about the guy from Police Academy.
Michael Winslow over here. And then I'm brushing my teeth like.
Yeah, elementary school. Anthony Sane.
Dog's like,
that dude was.
He was hilarious.
Yeah,
He
you put
was
that dude in Mount
hilarious.
Rushmore. You put that dude in Mount Rushmore when I was a kid, man. Like for real.
Hey, have you seen? Oh, wait a second. We may have to take a brief moment here to. Have you seen him doing Led Zeppelin?
I think I have. I think you told me about it. And we listened to it on the air. I think something.
I don't think we
I looked at it
don't
during
think
a
we listened
commercial or
to it
something like that.
No.
I've seen it before. I think.
No, Darian, you're a music guy.
Yes.
Have you seen Michael Winslow doing Led Zeppelin?
If I did, I didn't know that. I heard him doing a very good
he's
guitar rendition.
He's on a talk show.
Oh, okay.
And he does the entire thing. He does the electric guitar, and then he does the voice, and then it's absolutely.
He still
insane.
can do it. Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. He's still with us. Absolutely insane. So anyway, shout out to Michael Winslow. He is truly one of America's most talented performers. That maybe I'm taking that a little too far, but he's a very good.
No, he is.
He's no
truly one of America's.
He's no Carrot Top or
But he's nostalgic for all of us, seemingly. So I love him.
What was Carrot Top? Was Carrot Top physical comedy, or was he getting up there telling jokes?
He was prop comedy.
Yeah, he would be like, I got a
He wasn't no homie the clown.
Yeah, I
but,
remember.
I mean, Carrot.
prop comedy. Yeah.
Clown from
What was the other dude's name? He used to
Living Color.
beat the watermelons and stuff.
Gallagher. You're thinking Gallagher.
Anybody want to smash some fruit?
Yeah, Gallagher. Hey, man.
Yeah. Do those type of comedians even exist anymore?
Hey, and Carrot Top. Have you ever seen Carrot Top? Carrot Top.
He looks ridiculous.
Is swole.
Yeah, he's super buff.
He's Gaston level. He's
Yeah.
Gaston level of swole. He's concerning swole. He will jack you up. No, you gotta listen to that Michael Winslow. I'm gonna listen to it during the break. Darren, you might want to bring that up. It's one of the most incredible. Look for Michael Winslow and Whole Lot of Love by Led Zeppelin. It's mind blowing. Man's voice is he's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, if you want to join us in the AutoZone listener line, 360-8255. 901-360-8255. You can text us. You can call us. You can chat with us as well, as we are all over the stream. So if you want to hit us up there, you can do that too. It's all for you, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and make it happen. We'd love to hear from you throughout the show because you are a huge part of what we do on the program now. Last night, as we mentioned, what a crazy performance, man. What a phenomenal performance from the Grizzlies. Again, victorious, 126-91. Another balanced effort from the Grizzlies, led by Dylan Brooks and Jaren Jackson Jr. 23 points for Dylan, 22 for Jaren, 15 off the bench for DeAnthony Melton, who was excellent in his minutes. John Conchar continues to play really well.
Did you see his 3-point shooting stats?
Yeah, he's shooting like 71% in the last 10 games. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Anyway.
Desmond Bain, really was kind of a quiet night for Bain, although he had 8 rebounds and 6 assists. Only 5 points on 2 of 7 from the field. But it didn't matter because the Grizzlies were dominant again against the Sixers. And you can just see, like, right from the very beginning when Jaren Jackson Jr. goes right at Andre Drummond and, basically yams it on him. And the attitude was there. The consistency was there. Grizzlies pretty much they didn't quite lead all the way in this one, but,
they let enough.
They pretty well they took control midway through the first quarter, and then that was pretty much that on that. Now listen to these numbers that I dug up because I was just curious about this after the game last night. And so I dug up these numbers. This just blew my mind to me, Anthony saying. Did you know that this year the Grizzlies have spent more time leading by 25 or more points already this year than in any other entire season in their franchise history.
Wow. I think I heard
Combined.
that last night too, though. That makes sense.
Well, you didn't hear.
That makes sense.
No, you didn't hear it. You heard it from me. You didn't hear it from
my
me.
bad. My bad, bro. My bad.
That's only
Give
me.
Pete his props.
And then exactly. Thank you. And then in terms of just leading by 20 or more, the Grizzlies have spent more time leading by 20 or more since Ja Morant got injured than they have in every regular season other than last year, going back 10 years. So more than 19-20, more than 18-19, more than 17-18, more than 16-17, more than 15-16, in just the game since Ja Morant got hurt.
Yeah.
How crazy is
that? That's crazy, yeah. And then another thing, too, I think their last game they played with Ja, they lost by 30-something, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because he got hurt midway through. It was like 32, yeah.
And they've got a positive point differential now. Like they were way negative.
Yeah, I mean they've been way negative. They've gotten blasted a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
This year they've gotten blasted
yep.
A whole bunch, and they've worked their way all the way back to a positive differential. They had done that last week, but it's
they look like nowhere. They don't even look like the same team, bro. Well, if you think about it was looking abysmal.
Crazy.
It was looking abysmal a few weeks ago, bro.
Oh, it was you were asking like what is wrong with this group? Like you're asking like what in the world is happening? Like what? Yeah, like something's wrong. We're saying like something is not right. And then it took Ja Morant being hurt to like galvanize them. I don't know, but like they've all just come together and they're all playing insane basketball. They are playing the highest level basketball that we've seen any Grizzlies team play probably since the absolute pinnacle of the core four. Like I don't think anyone I don't know that we've seen a stretch like this before. Like they just look so incredibly confident. It's a bunch of dudes. It's Killian Tilly and Conchar and Santi Aldama and whoever. It doesn't matter who they put out there. They're just killing everybody. This is crazy.
I know that this happened before Ja's injury, and I know that we got some losses since then. But I think I think we're downplaying the significance of the players only / team meeting they had. I think a lot of good came out of it. I don't think there were immediate results from it, but I think there's a lot of stuff we're seeing now is guys, tightening up their boots and going back out there. You know what I mean? Like you're seeing a lot of that, man, because it's not just even defensively, man. It's not just an absence of job we're seeing. We're seeing Steven Adams play better. Jaren's been incredible. Dylan, Bain, Killian Tilly came in the other night. It was looking like he was giving you good defensive minutes. Conchar, everybody's coming in high energy, focus. I think that players only meeting did something to this team. Now, Ja, of course, not being here has helped us on the defensive end because Tyus Jones is a much better defender. But I think it's more than just his absence. I think they were headed this way anyway, and I think that's something to be optimistic about, in my opinion, for sure. But it's wild, man. We've seen Jared Culver have big games. Tilly, we've seen Santi Aldama have big games. It's unexplainable what they're doing, for sure.
I mean, it's got to be explainable. Like there's got to be an explanation for it. Like and it's not as simple as Ja Morant's out and they play in better defense. I mean, that's definitely part of it. The defense has improved dramatically. But it's not even that. It just seems as though it's been the platonic ideal of coaches. Coaches always ask, like, when guys go out, everybody step up and everybody's got to give a little bit more. That's kind of like the classic spiel that coaches say, okay, all right, our best player's out, so everyone's got to give that much more to be able to like survive and all that. Like, and everyone's like, okay, whatever. Like, you kind of say that. But they've actually embraced that. Like, everybody has elevated their game.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is giving like that much more. You've seen Jaren Jackson add physicality to his game in a way that he hasn't had before, avoiding fouls. We've seen Desmond Bain add assists and passing and shot creation in a game that we haven't seen all that much before. We've seen Tyus Jones be able to add a little more offense to his game in a way that we really haven't seen a whole lot of. Dylan Brooks has added obviously the swagger, but he's also added some better decision-making and some better passing on top of everything else. And all these other guys have added, in ways that you didn't expect. Everybody's, like, taken their little piece and added about 25% more to the and I think you got to give credit to each one of those guys individually, and you got to give credit to Taylor Jenkins. Like, he's done that. They respond to him. Like, we can quibble about
rotations,
a lot of the issues with rotations and some of the not challenging stuff, and there's all kinds of no coach is perfect, and he certainly has his issues, but he definitely gets these guys to play hard for him. They definitely seem to thrive under his leadership. Mm-hmm. And that's big, man. That's the biggest, that's the most important thing. The other stuff doesn't matter as much. If guys actually play for you and seem to kind of get it, like you kind of know what buttons to push, then that's huge. That's huge right there.
Let me throw something out. I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I don't want to jump too far out into the future. The Grizzlies sit in 4th place in the West, 7th best record in the NBA altogether. NBA All-Star voting starts December 25th, Christmas, right?
Last time we checked.
And it's going to run for about a month. It's going to end it's going to run for about a month, but it's going to end like January the 30th or something like that. Am I mistaken? Something like that?
It's a couple of weeks before, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
If we stay around 4th, 6th in the West, somebody on this team is going to be an All-Star. All right, say it with me. Come on.
What if Ja's still out?
No, Ja will be back soon.
Okay. Because he's our only candidate, right?
And I don't think Ja's going to get voted in.
Oh, you think he's a coach's pick?
No. There has to be a coach's pick for somebody. They're going to pick somebody. If the Grizzlies are this good, throughout the month of December, throughout the month of January. You're
saying Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be an All-Star.
Hey. I thought you said Milton.
hey. Them your words.
Get him, Peter.
I got to think about that one. But
Come on, man.
Get him, Peter.
You know me. You know me. I'm fine with it. I love.
Somebody got to be an All-Star.
So.
If we're that good, if we're like 4th through 6th in the West, coaches got to be like, yeah, somebody. And if we are that good, that means that somebody led this team through the month of January. And if Jaren keeps up the pace he's doing, how crazy would it be for him to – it wouldn't be crazy at all. They said, okay, yeah, Jaren Jackson Jr. is an All-Star. Is he not putting – look at the numbers he's putting.
In terms of some of the, the basic stats that are out there, Jaren is near the top of the list in terms of, estimated plus minuses, all these sorts of things. Like, he's ahead of a lot of, quote unquote, all-star level guys. Like, he's having a phenomenal year on both ends of the floor. And after he got off to such a rough start, like, his ability to bounce back has been amazing. Like, he's really, really stepped up in a way that a lot of people probably didn't expect him to be able to do. As far as being an All-Star, though, I'd have to look. I don't know, man.
It sounds crazy. It sounds silly.
I don't think it sounds that crazy. I really don't think. I don't think it sounds that crazy.
But with Memphis, we always get squoze out, though, guys, because it's a numbers game. We always get squoze out.
Hey, bro, you be dropping the words on there. Hey, that's my guy.
Squoze out.
Hey, I feel you. Squoze out.
Done been squozed out.
Yeah.
Done been squozed out.
Hey, I feel you, bro.
They find a way to keep us out every time. Yeah. They do. It's a numbers game.
What does that mean? What does that mean? They find a way to keep us. How many legitimate All-Star candidates have the Grizzlies ever had that weren't All-Stars?
We could have had participants. I don't think they show Memphis the proper love that they need to, though.
Well, but I'm asking you. Okay, you say that, but like, what do you mean? Like, give me an example. Like, there's never been.
No, we
maybe
haven't had
in the core four. Maybe in the core four, there might have been like 1 year where like
that first Dame year, but Conley over Dame made sense.
Zach was an All-Star. Mark was a 2-time All-Star. Ja was almost an All-Star last year. He was basically one spot away, and no one was too upset that he didn't that he didn't make it. But he was right there. I think if he had kept going, like, and he still may be an All-Star, but certainly if he hadn't gotten hurt or sick or both, then he would have been. I think he would have been All-Star based on his numbers throughout November. So I don't buy that. I think it's just the team hasn't necessarily lent itself to quote-unquote all-stars. They've sort of been a more balanced team where a lot of different dudes have done some stuff. I do think Jaren, as far as like, his value on both ends of the floor, there's not very many guys that can step up and can say that they are in his ballpark. Like there's not very many guys that can say it at all. Like he's a monster defender. He's a monster. He's becoming a monster offensive player, and I think he's great. So as far as like all that stuff goes, and his value to the Grizzlies, you can say you can certainly make the case that he is a more valuable player than Ja Morant for the Grizzlies. Now, does that mean he's better and all that? I mean, I'm not getting into all that, but in terms of his value to the team, on both ends of the floor, yeah, you can make that case,
bro.
I mean, listen, it's again, some of the on-off numbers are skewed by that one
73-point
game.
Yeah.
But even excluding that, like I'm looking at Cleaning the Glass, where they exclude that most of that game because it was such a blowout. They exclude garbage time. So the entire fourth quarter is excluded from these stats, and all the most of the fourth quarter last night is excluded from the stats. All the garbage time stats are excluded. So even taking that into account, the Grizzlies are 19 points per 100 possessions better with Jaren Jackson Jr. on the floor, and 18.6 points per 100 possessions better with Dylan Brooks on the floor. That number with Ja Morant they are 13 points per 100 possessions worse with Ja on the floor. Now, again, all of that is in his defense. Offensively, they're better with him on the floor, but all of that is in the defensive numbers. And at some point, there is certainly a deception to those numbers. It's not perfect, as we said. Some of it is, that Oklahoma City game and some of the whatever. But like, even taking some of the extremes out, that's still an alarming number.
Yeah.
And then, as we said before, if I'm Ja Morant, I'm a little bit. I got to be a little bit.
Human nature makes you feel away, bro.
Taken aback.
Yeah.
I got to be a little taken aback by what I'm seeing. Yeah. Like I got to be like, all right. Like I'm proud of my guys, but like I think he expected to send out some tweets of like, hey, I'm proud of my guys. Y'all keep fighting as they kind of scrap to like a 5-5 kind of campaign or like 4-6. Not like, oh my God, y'all are incredible. I probably should be out for a little while longer apparently because y'all are playing. Like I don't think he expected to see that. So it's only human nature, and he's got to be like, "What was it? Me? Like, what? What did I like?" Again, not saying that it was, but I know if I were in his position, I'd look around and kind of wonder, like, "The hell is this? Like, you guys are playing better without him. Like, what? Why didn't y'all save this for when I was at? What are we doing out here? I'd have to have a little conversation."
Got some Denzel Washington training day last scene. Oh, you dirty! You.
Yeah. Like, I mean, was it just him or was it some? I mean, I don't know.
Nah,
I really
think
don't.
there's so much more going on in there. I'm gonna throw some out to you, but as we get ready to go to the break. If Ja comes back and we're fine, we're still 4th, 6th in the West. Does the success of the team right now without him hurt his All-Star bid? Because I don't think he gets voted in. So does that hurt in the eyes of coaches? A coach can be like, yeah, the Grizzlies are good, but he ain't really because of Ja Morant because they had a crazy run without that dude. So does that kind of hurt his individual All-Star chances? Even if he comes back and he's rolling, we're back good with Ja being the head of the team. Because Ja, he'll be scoring over 20. He'll be our leading scorer, all those type of things.
Yeah,
I
don't know. I think we talked about it before. Like I think when Ja comes back, they're going to have to find a way to, whether it's. Yeah, I don't think Ja is like freezing out, Jaren or anyone else, but I think they have got to get this type of usage and this type of performance from Jaren with Ja on the court. Like there's too many times that Jaren just gets frozen out of possessions. Like I said, I don't think it's on purpose, but
and Jaren plays a part in it too. Jaren plays a big part in it.
Yeah, I think sometimes Jaren just gets too passive or whatever. But like this is the guy when he's activated like this. Whew, like they're a different level of team altogether. You see him, and we talked about how Evan Mobley has changed the Cavs as a rookie. And Jaren had a similar impact on the Grizzlies as a rookie. But this Jaren is doing the same thing where you look at both those teams, you're like, wow, they're doing a lot better than we expected. When you have a guy that's 7 feet tall that can shoot and defend and do all those things, like there's just not a lot of teams that have that. And they're really good players that really are – the versatility and all that stuff helps tremendously. So whenever Ja comes back, you've got to maintain this type of dude. It can't be back to 8 points on like 7 shots. And you can't. No. You can't go back to that.
And if you go back to when we first started talking about this team as we go to the commercial, that's something we talked about. We talked about the best version of this Grizzlies team is if they make Jaren the focal point. Whether he's the scoring leader or not doesn't really matter. But if you make him a focal point on offense, it's going to open up everything. If you can get him going, it's going to make things so much easier for Ja. And man, if those two guys can get on one accord, man, it can be scary for the league. If those two guys can really turn it, if you can get both of those guys cooking at the same time, that inside-outside game could be, tough.
Hey, quickly, NBA voting December 25th through January 22nd.
Oh, it's shorter than I thought. Ooh,
yeah. There you go. There you go.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Oh man, I want to see Ja get in, and the natural order is for Ja to be first. But man, we're this good, and Ja only plays a few weeks from now, and they start next week.
And the numbers are the numbers are quite. Don't
bro, it could be wild.
They don't point towards Ja here. That's very
that could be crazy, bro. Yep, that could be crazy for sure.
Taylor Jenkins, Coach of the Year.
Man, he's looking like he's up there. I had to eat up.
We'll talk to our buddy CJ Hurt, among many other things, as we roll on Real Sports Talk Sports 56 and 98.5.
Hi, this is Eli Savoy from Sport 56 Mornings. I want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season. And don't forget to join Greg Gaston and me weekday mornings from 7 to 10 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder, 867-0303. Hurricane season is upon us. Is your roof ready? Are your shingles laying down and sealed properly? Call me right now, 867-0303. They say you get what you pay for. That's why my opinion is free. Maybe you've got years of life left in your roof. If so, I'll tell you that. But if I find storm damage or a compromised roof system, I'll lay out some options for you. Don't let them tell you it needs to be replaced if it only needs a repair. Call me, 867-0303. Has your insurance company already seen it and rejected your claim? Maybe they're correct. Most of the time, they're not. They do tend to become more reasonable once I get involved, though. 867-0303. I'll measure your roof from outer space or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
So this was going to be one of those central barbecue spots where I encourage everybody to get ribs for people as stocking stuffers.
But?
Well, I was listening to your show.
Oh, really?
Sure, I listen every day, seething with jealousy. But I heard one of your spots that had the code word big head.
Yeah, that's right.
I always thought you were probably sensitive about the big head thing.
No. I accept that I have a big head.
Huge.
Maybe we should just get back to Central Barbecue.
Well, I'm going to get back to the whole Central Barbecue makes a perfect holiday gift, but seriously, look at that pumpkin.
Let's just...
I mean, that thing could have its own weather system.
Okay, we get it. Let's get back to...
I know. Central Barbecue gift cards are a great stocking stuffer. How the hell do you even buy hats?
I don't.
Napa know-how. At Napa, get great deals on a variety of Craftsman tools all month long for those DIYers in your family. Like the 20-volt drill driver combo with a battery and charger for just $119. With a deal like that, we're putting unfinished projects on notice. Looking at you, loose doorknob. That's the drill driver combo, just $119. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and NapaOnline.com while supplies last. Offer ends 12/31/21.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Mr. Michael Winslow.
Oh, that's him?
Uh-huh.
Bet that. Wait, he's doing it with his mouth?
Uh-huh. He has
Yeah.
a guitarist
Isn't that
next to
crazy?
him. Uh-huh.
Listen to this right here. That's his mouth. That's crazy, right?
You should see him break it down, man. He looked like he was
His
having to
face,
see his face. That
yeah,
face.
I know, man. I know the face, and then like the face of like the guy that like the show is on. He's like, what in the world am I like? What is this? I'm telling you, one of the crazy stuff. Somebody who can not do any of that joins us now. CJ Hurt, ladies and gentlemen.
No, you're damn right. I can't do any of that. That's Michael Winslow, Carl Winslow's uncle.
Yep. Yeah, exactly right. That's right. Uncle Carl and cousin Mike, there, doing their thing. Man, it was I mean, have you heard that before?
No, and that's all with his mouth.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah,
That's
that was all his mouth.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Including the singing
talent right
voice, like the
Yep.
singing voice, the guitar, the drums. The only thing, there was an acoustic guitar that the guy was playing next to him, but other than that, it was all him. Crazy. The electric guitar, like it's nuts, man. Nuts.
That's talent. You're right. I can't do
I
any
know.
of that. I can barely walk and
I
chew
know.
gum, dog.
And what happened? Why is this guy not a bigger star? Like he just out here like
No,
just
put him in the Rock and Roll
come
Hall
on,
of
man.
Fame, man.
Michael Winslow, ladies and gentlemen. What?
Just clap it up. Give it up for him right there beside Jay-Z and him. Put him in there.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
That brother needed better agent, I believe.
I know.
For sure.
Somebody got to do something. It's absolutely crazy. CJ, how the hell are you, man?
I'm all right. I'm making it. You know what I'm saying? Just up here at the office, trying to put some stuff together, figure some stuff out. I'll be down at the Celebration Bowl on Saturday. I'll be at Radio Row on Friday.
Sold out Celebration Bowl. How
Man,
about that?
Man, it's beautiful. I love it. So I'll be down there covering that. So putting some stuff together last minute because, you know, what would a CJ be if not a last-minute procrastinator type of dude? So last minute trying to put some stuff together, make sure I got all the equipment I need to do a good job covering that event.
Well, it is awesome to see. And as we said, I mean, like it's such a. We were talking about this with Kari on Friday. It's a historic time for HBCUs, and to see the Celebration Bowl sold out. The excitement level, all that stuff's awesome, no doubt about it. I know you're down there too, down at the office, which is FedEx Forum. What has been the response down there, Grind City, all that from the Zebo, the special night on Saturday? I saw you and I had a chance to chat down there. Saw Zebo just kind of walking around, hanging out amongst the folks. Lionel Hollins, Chris Wallace, Marc Gasol, a cast of Al Capone singing "Whoop That Trick" as the number is unveiled. DJ Paul, Young Buck, A-Ball, MJG. The stars were out, man. What a special night that was.
It was great. I loved every minute of it. And I think for everybody, for us, you, me, and for all of us, it is like we know what's going on, right? Saying we know, like, okay, this is why they did it this way. This is why this is happening. This is why, you get Whoop That Trick being played, or you get Ice Cube narrating one of the little snippets that's played in-house during the game.
Right.
This is why people are booing when Chris Paul comes on screen. This is why Blake Griffin is being booed also when he comes on screen, right? Like, we were all there for a lot of those moments. But for some of us, like my wife, for instance, she wanted to go, and I'm having to explain to her the significance of each one of these clips, of everything. So don't take for granted Zach Randolph's years here, Zach Randolph's tenure here, and what you were able to witness Zach Randolph go out there and do on and off the court. That is rare. That is very rare. That's the type of stuff that gets jerseys retired. This redemption arc of Zebo from Portland to Memphis, right, is a remarkable one and one that we don't see a lot in sports. So cherish it. Cherish being in the house for the choking out Blake Griffin game and throwing the headband and Tony Allen popping his collar off the court, right? Cherish those these hands don't bluff moments. Cherish that because those come few and far between, and that's why we love sports, right? We love sports because of the personalities in the sport. When you have a personality like Zach Randolph with a heart as big as his, it's easy to love him, right? It is easy. Sports is about more than just winning championships. It is honestly about the people and the relationships that you make. A lot of people, a lot of friendships, a lot of folks, families, like grew closer in that core four era because they could cheer for the Grizzlies and because everybody loves Zach Randolph in their immediate family, immediate friend group, right? And so, hey, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to go hang out. And what are we going to use what's going to be the reason for us? What's the excuse for us to hang out? Zach Randolph and the Memphis Grizzlies are playing a game. And that is what Zach Randolph means to this community, the way he was able to bring it together, not just like that, but also what he was doing off the court as far as charitable work goes, as far as giving up not just his money, but of himself and of his time. You go right up the street, right around the corner from where you guys are right now. You go to the precinct. There's a basketball court with Zach Randolph's face on it. Why? Because Zach Randolph was that dude in this community. He was out there when that court was unveiled, right? So Zach Randolph was a big, big deal in Memphis, Tennessee, and it's clear and it's evident by the fact that 50 got retired. I loved every minute of it. 50 for the city forever, man.
Something that is kind of not a lot of people are talking about as far as the Zebo thing is when you talk about the significance of him getting his jersey retired. He's one of the few guys I can think of that his jersey retirement also was a redemption story. Now, I'm not talking about guys who may have been, kind of like a sympathetic addition or whatever, but it's like Zebo being a clear alpha leader of the team, leading scorer type guy. Most guys who get their number retired, they're getting it retired either by the team that drafted them or their second stop or something like that. This was Zebo's fourth stop, and he was I think he was 8 years in by the time he got here. You usually don't see those type of stories with a guy who's getting his jersey retired. So how significant do you think that is? That this is a guy who the league had kind of given up on, and then he comes here and he ends up being a guy that's worthy of getting his number retired?
That's a story that should be told in every locker room across sports, every professional locker room across sports. Hey, it may not Houston. The Rockets are a great example, right? Some of y'all won't be here when we get good. Some of you will be gone. Some of you will have run-ins with the media, run-ins with coaches, run-ins with other teammates, right? But when you leave here, if you have to leave here, make the most out of your next destination, man. And if it doesn't work there and you go someplace else, make the most out of that trip. And if it doesn't work there and you go someplace else, make the most out of that city, right? Zach Randolph could have very easily said, you know what, this is what I am now. I'm an NBA journeyman. There ain't no love in this. It's all business. Whoever's going to pay me the most money, that's where I'm going to play. I've been done wrong so many times and had so many stops, and the media everywhere is out to get me. So I'm not going to give my heart to this. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to perform on the court, and then when I get done, I'm going to go home, and whatever happens after that happens. No, he didn't say that. Zach said, okay, I'm in Memphis. I'm going to make the most of this. I'm going to get out in the community. Not only am I going to get my all on the court, I'm going to get my all off the court. And if you do that, man, people know. People appreciate that. People love that. And, again, that's why his jersey hangs in the rafters now.
Well, it was very, very special indeed to see that. And now, the Grizzlies move forward. And we mentioned, we were talking about last segment, CJ. I'm curious your take on it. The Grizzlies now, with another destruction of a team, a 35-point win over the Sixers. They have been making a habit of doing that. They've outscored their opponents by 176 points since Ja Morant went out. And I don't think it's fair to pin all of that on Ja or say that the team is better without Ja or anything like that. I think that's stupid to say that. But how much do you think that impacted players being able to play in better roles, being able to give more? I don't know. If I'm Ja Morant, I'm kind of sitting back and sort of watching this and be yeah, I'm happy for my guys, but I'm also kind of wondering where was this? Was I stopping them from doing this? What happened here?
So there's a scene in Dark Knight Rises, Peter, And it's Bruce Wayne is trapped in this bottomless, soulless pit, and he can't get out. And so many people in this pit have tried to get out, and they always tie a rope to him, and there's a ledge that you have to jump to. You have to leap to it. And because that rope is there, the wise man in this pit of despair is like, yo, you got to get rid of the rope. You're not jumping as far as you can because you're afraid, and you're afraid of failing and inevitably falling to your doom and your demise. Get rid of the rope and jump, and that'll give you the extra oomph that you need. And for this Grizzlies team, John Morant is that rope, right? Where, hey, I might not, I'm not saying I'm not going to play as hard, but I might not do as much as I possibly can because I know that John Morant is there and he's my safety net and he's going to get the job done. And so we're going to put it all on Ja's shoulders. And to his credit, man, Ja wants that burden on his shoulders, right? Ja wants to be, hey, nobody's got it going tonight. Give me the rock. I'll make plays for everybody. Well, with this team now, there isn't that guy. There isn't that John Morant, that safety net to catch all of their mistakes. So now they've got to play better, got to play harder, got to dig deeper. And I think that that's what's going on right now. And when Ja comes back, they've got to continue to play with this type of energy. It can't be, hey, I'm going to stand around at the corner and just watch John Morant go to work because it's special and remarkable and he's good enough to get a bucket. No. You still need to be moving. You still need to be cutting. You still need to be creating opportunities for one another, including John Morant, and making yourself available, right? People are rolling now, keeping their hands up, making themselves available to teammates trying to pass on the ball. You got to continue to do the same thing when John Morant comes back. It's a mentality. It's these guys' mentality when Ja's not on the court versus when he's on the court. Don't put all that on Ja. Go out there and play your game, and Ja get in where he fits in.
We're, of course, talking to C.J. Hurt from Grind City Media. C.J., when it comes down to Ja, when Ja comes back and the guys have to come back and play together and regain chemistry and keep up, we don't expect them to win 8 out of 9, but we expect them still to look, we expect some type of, maybe turmoil when they first get back out there together. But as far as them gelling together and continuing to play well, does their responsibility fall on Ja? Does it fall on the coaching staff? Does it fall on the players around him? Who do you think carries the most of the responsibility when it comes down to Ja coming in and fitting in with what they're trying to do and keeping this thing going?
The sole reason you have a head coach at the NBA level is to manage personalities, in my opinion. And so to answer your question, it's on the coach. The coach has got to find a way to get everybody to continue to play at this level with Ja Morant and it comes back. So I think it rests squarely on the shoulders of Taylor Jenkins to find a way to show them on film and to say, hey, look, this is what you were doing. This is how you were playing defense with Ja out. This is how you're playing it now. Ja's not the difference. You are. What can we do to fix that and get you playing this way? We need you to play like Ja Morant is out, even when Ja Morant is there. I think that is on Taylor Jenkins. And listen, man, I got faith in Coach Jenkins. I think that he's shown over time that when issues like this kind of arise, where things aren't necessarily gelling, aren't necessarily meshing, he finds a way to fix it, be it with the whole DeAnthony Melton not playing when he first got here, be it Brandon Clark, who's now found himself back into the rotation, be it Ja and Jaren not mixing well when they first got together. They seem to always find a way to figure it out. And I think that's a testament to Taylor Jenkins.
Well, it's we were kind of talking about that. Like it's amazing. He's got some issues, but he's also done a really good job putting this thing together in a difficult stretch of time. Without a doubt. All right, CJ, enjoy yourself. Let us know how things are going to go over at the Celebration Bowl. I look forward to seeing the reports, man. I look forward to seeing the tweets. I look forward to seeing what's happening, man. It's gonna be a fun party, man.
Oh, absolutely! I can't wait. I'm getting down.
Dare I say it might be a celebration? I don't know.
Hey, maybe you can say that. People might be celebrating.
I don't know
good
why
times,
I wouldn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Come on. Yes.
Check us out, grindcitymedia.com, HBCU Huddle. We'll have sounds from Media Row or from Press Row, whatever the hell they call it. We'll be there. Whatever it's called, we're going to be in Atlanta. Mike Wallace and myself getting the job done.
Fantastic. Look forward to it. Tell Mike we said hello, and we'll talk
Mike,
next week.
They said hello. Anthony and Peter. He said hello. He waved.
Yeah. Tell Mike to text me back, too.
That's my boy Peter. He gave it
All right. We'll talk again next week. That's our buddy CJ Hurt joining us here on the program in the Family Leisure Studios. Hadn't heard that in a while. I'm glad to hear that. Where'd that go, Derry? You just dropped that off, or
No, you got tired. I let it rest for a minute.
You got to keep that thing. No, you got to keep that thing. Keep that thing just ready. Keep that thing by your wayside. You got to be able to pull.
Absolutely. I thought it was getting on y'all daggone nerves.
No, man. Good.
No. That makes me laugh.
But since you mentioned it, no, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
when we come back, we will talk. We'll start to talk about tonight and the Tigers. A huge matchup, and Anthony Sane setting personal history by betting against the Tigers for the first time. He finally has given up, but maybe he's given up too soon. We'll find out as we continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5.
You have opinions?
Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad.
We want to hear them. Call or text us on the AutoZone listener line at 360-8255. That's the AutoZone listener line at 901-360-8255.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Looking for some action? Sports gambling is legal in Tennessee. Action247.com. Local, legal. A sportsbook by Tennesseans, for Tennesseans. Go to Action247.com. Register and place your bets. Are you a sharp or a first-time bettor? Action247 has you covered. Visit us online at Action247.com. Local, legal. Action247. You got action.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-889-9789.
Taco Bell presents a get-out-of-bedtime story. It's time to wake up from this amazing dream, even though you're jet skiing on lemonade. How extreme! And oh, look at that, you just won the lottery. Is that a castle? Take the keys, it's your property. What's better than swimming in space? Just wait for the big reveal. It's Taco Bell breakfast and it's actually real. So it's time to wake up and bid your dreams farewell. Because toasted breakfast burritos are waiting for you, only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell locations near you during breakfast hours only.
Doctors Without Borders teams confront hard facts in conflict and crisis zones. When others look away, we step in to act. Because measles still kills more than 100,000 children every year, we're there to vaccinate more than 1 million. Because some countries have only 1 or 2 mental health professionals, we provided over 400,000 mental health consultations last year. The fact is, your support makes our life-saving work possible. Picture the impact we can have together. DoctorsWithoutBorders.org.
I'm with John Burgos in the alley at the world-famous Rendezvous. John, it's so good to see you. How are things at the restaurant?
Brett, things in the restaurant are fine, but like all restaurateurs will tell you, things are still not back to normal. Supply chains are interrupted. One week we can't find charcoal. Another week we're short on ribs. Another week they can't find the plastic bottles to fill our sauce jars with. I've watched in awe as our fellow Memphis restaurateurs have worked their way through these past months.
John, always new and exciting things at the Rendezvous.
People know we have Greek salad, vegetarian red beans and rice, and vegetarian nachos. But now we have desserts. Miss Barbara of O Taste and See has individually wrapped some wonderful desserts. We have key lime pie, chess pie, chocolate chess pie, and pecan pie. Not pecan pie, pecan pie. We also have a new twist at the Rendezvous. We now have outdoor dining. It's in the side alley along the Rendezvous, not the one in the front. And depending on the weather and depending on staffing, please call ahead to make sure we're open. And we hope it becomes the mainstay here at the Rendezvous.
Mr. Charlie Virgos' world-famous Rendezvous in the alley in downtown Memphis.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
What movie is this from? Anthony Sane?
I don't know.
I don't know which movie, but I correlated to there was a I guess like a wrestling 30 or 40 second like deal with Austin Idol with USWA.
Yeah.
And every time I hear it, I see Austin Idol in my head from my childhood. So I don't, I'm glad you seconded that, Peter. Thought I was going nuts.
Now this is truly iconic from Top Gun.
Oh, okay.
This is the part where they're
I've never seen the movie.
Maverick is you got to see it. It's classic. Maverick is like making out with what's her face, and it's like the shadow, and like you see his tongue like there, and it's like I remember being like a 6 or 7 year old to watch that movie, being like, what are they doing? First time I learned about French kissing. It's kind of alarming as a 6 year old. I didn't know that's what you were doing. I didn't know we did that.
I ain't never seen it, Joe.
Well, you should see it. It's good. It's a classic, man. It's a
What
classic
is it
about? It's about Tom Cruise as a fighter, young brash fighter pilot, learning the ropes in the hard knock world of fighter pilotry and all the stuff that happens as a result of that.
What's the movie with Lou Gossett Jr. and the aliens?
You're thinking of is that Iron Eagle?
Aliens in the movie?
I don't. When I think Lou Gossett Jr., I think wasn't he Iron Eagle?
Darren, you know what I'm talking about? It was like one of those Cinemax movies.
I'm trying to
HBO only
look at
movies.
it now. Lou Gossett.
It was some dude on there.
Yeah, like Iron Eagle was Lou Gossett Jr. I don't know about aliens. You're thinking of fighter pilots and all that stuff.
Men in Black. Men in Black.
It was, bro. I know I'm not tripping, bro. There was a movie. Y'all not about to Mandela effect me on this one. It was a movie with Lou Gossett Jr. and an alien.
An alien?
Yeah.
Enemy Mine. It says Enemy Mine. Lou Gossett Jr. as an alien soldier. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And it was with Patrick Swayze in the joint.
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, that's it.
Kind of a poor man's Patrick Swayze. I'd never heard of this movie at all. Never heard of this.
You remember Rat Boy?
Successful in the former Soviet Union.
You remember Rat Boy? You remember that?
No. I remember Michael Jackson singing about a rat.
You never seen Rat Boy for real?
Had a guy in the neighborhood named Rat Boy.
No.
Darren, you ain't never seen Rat Boy?
Not since '99.
Man, Rat Boy.
I ain't seen him since.
Any little mouse-looking dude in the hood, we used to call him, man, little Rat Boy looking. Like we used, because it was a movie called Rat Boy. And
he went to Hamilton, so yeah.
It might be the same dude.
Light skin, gold teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, Rat Boy was a weird movie. Anyway.
Michael Penix Jr.
Who?
has
Lil Penix.
Lil Penix has decided he's going to play for Washington. He's going to be a Husky, moving from Indiana, extending over to the West Coast.
What you think about your boy Lane Kiffin's comments?
Which ones?
That college football is free agency and guys are jumping from school to school to get better NIL deals. Okay, Ann. Okay, so what, Lane?
Yeah, fine.
Your point.
Okay. Coaches are jumping from team to team to get better deals. So yeah, fine with me. I think Lane's taking full advantage of that. So there you go. All right, so let's talk about tonight. NIL. Speaking of NIL deals, the Tigers in action tonight against a very good Alabama team. Alabama team that is coming off of a controversial game, just a real tight one, where you looked up and maybe they should have lost that game, but they didn't. Technically, they won. They beat Houston 83-82, a game that had Houston's coaching staff dumping over garbage cans out on just off the court, and their players coming in to clean it up afterwards. It was that kind of a game for Houston, but Alabama did what they had to do. They win, and you know what? They're a pretty darn good team. 8-1 this year. The only loss coming, strangely enough, to Iona on Thanksgiving. Otherwise, they have been flawless with wins over a bunch of solid teams, including having beaten the basically two top 5 teams in their last 2 ball games, Gonzaga and Houston. So they come in with a lot of momentum into this Memphis game on the road, where they are slight favorites tonight. And you've said you bet on Alabama. You've said Alabama. Sure. Alabama and the points. You're not buying into any kind of a reset or any kind of a comeback or anything like that from the Tigers.
Why would I? Why would any is?
I don't know. What can they do to stop Shackelford and Quinterly and J.E. Davidson and any of these dudes? What can they do?
And you know what's going to be the biggest slap in the face in this game? Is that my boy, what's his name? Don't say it. Don't say it.
Coach?
Michael Green.
Not Scotty Oates. My boy Nate Oates.
Yeah, Nate.
Nate Oates.
I'm worried about his offense.
You know, he was a high school coach. He came in on a similar type. Now, he ain't not on Penny type level, but he's like high school coach.
Before Alabama?
No, he was a coach in that a small school. I can't remember who. He went from high school to assistant coach, and then, bam.
Nate Oates?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to Buffalo, and then
Penny.
Nate Oates is a good coach, man. Nate Oates has done a really, really good job with Alabama. And, he did a really good job with Buffalo. I remember his Buffalo team just smacking down DeAndre Ayton in Arizona in the NCAA tournament. I think they beat him by like 20 in that opening round game. He's been a good coach for a while. So he coached at Buffalo for 4 years, then moved to Alabama. He's got a bunch of good recruits. Got a bunch of talented dudes. They are a legit team that could be a top seed. They could be a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, depending on how things roll. I mean, they've got 2 victories that are already absolutely priceless when it comes to stuff like that. That Gonzaga win is going to be huge. The Houston win, those are big time wins for Alabama. And I suppose maybe they could overlook the Tigers a little bit. I don't know, but they come in with a spectacular offense. Their 7th rated offense in the country, and their defense is top 30 as well on a per possession basis, even better than the Tigers' defense. Certainly, they're better offensively than the Tigers. We're going to talk to Steven Johnson coming up in our next segment to try to figure out what the Tigers can do, because no one has really done much in the way of slowing down Alabama offensively throughout this year.
3s and 2s. That's all they take. Hopefully Penny has a scout report like we do.
How many more? What else can you take besides 3s and 2s? 1s?
Well, I mean, layups.
4s,
layups.
4s,
yeah.
3s and 2s.
This ain't ice cube ball. Yeah, this ain't ice cube basketball. But yeah, layups.
All they take are 3s and 2s.
They take 3s and 2s. No free throws. But yeah, I mean, 3-pointers and layups. He thinks mid-range
they don't take any
shots are
4s. No 4s, no 5s. Just 3s and 2s.
Yeah, all that.
That's the scouting report. Coach Darian.
Absolutely.
fellas, they're only going to take 3s or 2s.
Get ready for it. Get ready for it.
Coach.
No, Max, you're not going in.
They don't take any 3s, and they're probably going to take a 2 on that possession. Okay, all right. Thanks, Coach.
Gotcha.
All right, we'll come back with Coach Steven Johnson. He'll have us set for what's going to happen tonight down at FedEx Forum. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5.
It would be impossible to list all the reasons to visit Sweetgrass Next Door in the heart of Cooper Young this month. For one thing, there isn't a better place to enjoy sports than at Sweetgrass Next Door. This is the friendliest neighborhood bar in town, a comfortable place where you can enjoy college football, college basketball, the NFL, the NBA, and more with a staff that actually enjoys your company. The food is the best of any bar in town. The drinks are the drinks you dream of, and the people are the people you want to get to know. It's the best neighborhood bar in town. It's Sweetgrass Next Door in the heart of Cooper Young.
Hey, Jeff Allen, I hear you're making everybody holiday happy over at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah.
That's right, Randy. We're closing the year with the Gossett Kia Command the Season sales event.
Not to mention, every Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty program.
Plus, right now, I've got 2022 Kia Forte 179. Only $27.99 due at signing. Or get a 2022 Kia Sportage LX 199 per month, or 2022 Kia Sorento $279 a month. Both $34.99 due at signing, and all 36-month leases. So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, and let's not forget Lewisburg, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah, 2680 Mount Moriah, or KiaMountMoriah.com.
All 36-month leases, $650 acquisition fee, $30,000 per year, 20 cents excess mileage. Sorrento NGO 92178, MSRP $30,875. Sportage N7017,625, MSRP $25,815. Forte $84,29,506, MSRP $21,035. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Kia. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 103/21. Dealer stock only.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry: Honda mowers, trimmers, and generators, Steel blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws, Echo trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws, plus quality products from Red Mat and Shindawa. And they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
Barks now offers you just about everything you need for your furry family member. Daycare, luxury boarding, award-winning grooming, veterinary checkups, diagnostic services including digital x-ray, fluoroscopy and ultrasound, complete dental service, vaccinations, preventative care for fleas, ticks, and heartworms, and just about any needed surgical treatment. And did I mention that we treat cats and all types of exotic pets? We are the newest member of the Barks family and the newest, most high-tech veterinary hospital in the Mid-South. Located directly across the street from Barks and Recreation, we are a full-service hospital with a fantastic, experienced staff. If you're having problems getting a timely appointment at your current vet's facility, we are here to serve you. Call us at 901-979-8888. Barks and Medication. Excellence in veterinary care.
The Christmas spirit is here at Hewlett & Dunn. Boots, casual boots, work boots, hiking boots, fancy boots, even safety toe boots. Lots of hats to choose from Whiskey Bent to Red Dirt Hat Company. Tremendous Christmas selections just arrived from Outback Trading Company, STS Ranch Wear, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps and pants. Tons of jeans from Area, Wrangler Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps, fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from OFO's orthopedic-approved shoes, boots of every size, every color, every skin. Just arrived from Santa, toy guns for the kids. Hewlett & Dunn, from our family to your family since 1961. Merry Christmas.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Hour number 2 is here, live from the Family Leisure Studios, where family and fun come together. 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Go and check it out. Now's the time. Family Leisure is where it is at. Go over there if you want a we're getting close here. I don't know if we're quite at last minute gift ideas, but we're getting pretty close now. So if you want something excellent for your family, ooh, baby. Go over to Family Leisure, check it out. Hot tubs, saunas, swim spas, stuff for your outdoors, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, fire pits, all the outdoor and indoor recreation you can imagine in those home furnishings, the theater chairs. All that is awesome right there. Check it out. It is Family Leisure, where family and fun come together. All right, so hour number 2, we talked about the Grizzlies victorious last night, and we mentioned tonight being a huge night for your Memphis Tigers, a night in which Anthony Sane has officially jumped off the bandwagon.
That bet is locked in.
He is locked in a bet with our friends at FanDuel Sportsbook, where you can bet any number of things. Use promo code BIGHEAD to get started, including NBA tonight, the great night for the NBA, and celebrating the 75th anniversary of the NBA in style. Only FanDuel can help you make each moment count with the same game parlay that we've talked about, with all those other great options that we've talked about. Live betting, oh yeah, you've got that absolutely covered. You want to do parlays across each game, or you want to do it across a whole bunch, one game or a bunch of different games, you can do all of that too. It is FanDuel. It is FanDuel Sportsbook. And tonight, of course, being Tuesday, every Tuesday is TNT Tuesday on FanDuel Sportsbook. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. FanDuel's giving all customers $10 back every Tuesday. That's tonight. Just bet a $10 or more same-game parlay on any NBA on TNT game. That means tonight, if you want to bet and you think that, okay, I'm going to give this thing a pop and see what's going to happen. How about a potentially historic game with Golden State and the Knicks? Golden State's had some travel issues getting there, but do you want to jump on and bet Steph Curry getting enough threes to break the all-time record? He could do it tonight in Madison Square Garden. And, of course, the nightcap, Phoenix and Portland. You can put all that down. With FanDuel Sportsbook, it's easy to use, easy to register, odds boosts and specials every single day, live betting, you name it. If you're new to FanDuel, just sign up with promo code BIGHEAD to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000 and make every moment more. This NBA season, that's promo code BIGHEAD exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Must be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max bonus $10. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789. And while that is going on, tonight tip-off a little bit later, 8 o'clock tip down at FedEx Forum as the Tigers look to end a 4-game losing streak and try to get something back in this season that is spiraling out of control. And each week we talk to them about it, and each week it just seems like things end up worse than when we talked to them the week before. Steven Johnson, so far you have not fixed the problem. What's going on?
I ain't got the answers, Peter. I can't call it. I can't call it. I think Penny
You've tried. You've tried, though. You've tried.
I got suggestions, but they don't pay me for suggestions. So, I just tell her how it happened. And I think Penny kind of said it himself the other day when he said it's been bad coaching. I definitely couldn't disagree with him on that front.
I think yesterday Coach Hardaway said that he feels like this is going to be a great week for Tiger basketball, and he said energy's kind of changed and shifted and those type of things. Should I buy that, Steven Johnson, or should I feel confident in the bet that I placed on FanDuel today?
Look, man. Look, I'm going to keep it a buck.
Please do.
It sounds good, but Penny, saying, how we both feel about Penny. He's been kind of the sound good all-star this year. There are things he said in the
sound good Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that sound great. And he even said yesterday he wants to get to a point where they only play 8 guys. Okay. But, hey, maybe he is kind of telling the truth. Maybe the fact that they are playing 2 top 25 teams, maybe that will kind of be something that kind of ignites them and gets them to kind of play together and play as one. But, I think I'm just like the rest of the city. It's kind of like show and prove at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the factors that we've talked about before, and we've talked about this, it feels like ad nauseum, Stephen. And I know you've written about them ad nauseum. The thing about rotations and cutting down the rotations and all that sort of thing. But it really felt like, okay, maybe like after the Ole Miss game, okay, maybe this was kind of a wake up call. Like, all right, finally. And you start the Murray State game, and it's the same thing. You played 11 guys in the first 6-7 minutes, and it's like, what happened here? Is there any evidence that's ever going to change? Is he gonna find the rotations that work for him?
At some point, he eventually just has to do it. And when I talk to people that know Penny and that have kind of been in practices, it just seems like that all stems from the fact that Penny just doesn't want anybody to dislike him, in a sense. And what you kind of understand. He's been they call him the mayor of Memphis, things of that nature. Everybody loves Penny Hardaway until this coaching thing. And I think even for the players, he wants to be that big brother, that uncle type figure to them. So I don't know, but when they play Alabama this tonight, Alabama has more or less the same quality of talent. A couple 5-stars, big name transfers, high 4-stars, NBA guys. They're only playing 8 guys. If they play 9 guys against the Houston or Gonzaga, that 9th guy I'm talking about is playing 2 minutes at most. Like, he's clearly just in to give somebody a breather. So if there's going to be a moment tonight where he sees how talented Alabama is and how tight their rotation is, and it's like an aha. So maybe I can play 8 guys and get the max out of this rotation, but I'm not sure, man. Like I said, we've heard Penny from the preseason said he wasn't going to worry about players' feelings. He wasn't going to play 11, 12 guys because you can't win that way. but they keep doing it. And not only do they do it throughout the game, they're doing it within the first 5 minutes or so. So I think I've seen nothing on the court. I want to say maybe Georgia was the game where they kind of really cut it down, but for the most part, it seems like we get a lot of musical chairs in and out.
When you look at somebody like when you start hearing the names of guys that are, everybody's doing FBI work to determine who are the bad apples on this team, and everyone kind of points to Landers Nolley. But when you look at things that kind of point to guys like DeAndre Williams and guys like Lester Quinones, how surprised are you to even hear any kind of implication that those two guys could be problem players on this team, chemistry-wise?
I think that's been the most shocking thing of it all, honestly. Just because I thought those two guys, when you think of the term glue guys and things of that nature, you kind of figured they would be the perfect veterans to kind of go with the Imanis, the Jalen, the Josh Minot. We know what DeAndre Williams meant to the team last year. I thought Lester was a guy that doesn't necessarily need a lot of touches to kind of leave his mark on the game with his defense and rebounding. But to even hear that he was, when he called them out and some of the other stuff that you're hearing, that there's some, malcontent, I was just surprised, man. I know some people worry about the chemistry, and I figured it might take a while for it on court to for them to figure out what exactly they needed to do. But from the extent of how bad it sounded, and even Larry Brown kind of touched on it last night, where he's like, I just want these older guys to step up and just be an example for Imani, Jalen, and Josh. And it's just like, is it really that bad? Like, at this point, it sounds terrible.
Yeah,
it sounds terrible. Whatever they have going on behind the scenes at practice.
Well, and that's the part that's crazy. Apparently, there was a broken window or something in the locker room after the game on Friday. Somebody getting frustrated and banging that thing out. And you wrote, which I thought was a good pickup on your part, the Nate Oates comparison, who's really done a nice job with Alabama. He's got a roster, as you said, that was very similar to the Tigers, but he's pretty much just used 8 players in his rotation. Like, his rotation's been pretty minimal. They've got some talented guys who really haven't seen a ton of the court, haven't gotten a ton of minutes. If you look at the percentage-wise of minutes, there's about 8 guys that pretty much are their main dudes, and that's about it. And it seems to be working out pretty well. It always surprises me to see everybody else doing it this way, and for whatever reason, it feels like Penny just isn't getting the message.
Yeah, man. Like, you can't tell me that Memphis is that much deeper than a Gonzaga, a Duke, an Alabama, where they have to 11 guys. You know what I mean? So we see, Duke. We know Duke. Duke is, Coach K. He'll play 7 guys if he has to, and he'll let those guys. Let those thoroughbreds be out there 30, 35 minutes. I think Alabama has 2 guys, maybe 3, averaging 30 minutes a game. Memphis doesn't have 1. So at some point, Penny, he said it, so I think he knows this. It's just a matter of is he going to do it or not. And another thing with Oates, who I covered him a little bit when I worked in Rochester when he was at Buffalo. He knows his identity as a coach, schematically, and with his rotation. Penny said it last night. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. They're going to shoot a lot of layups. They got one of the best offenses in the country because they know their identity and they know what they want to do on a night-to-night basis. And just like Murray State, in the crunch time, they know exactly who they're going to be going to. So for Memphis, not only will it maybe be a learning experience from rotation-wise, but it'll probably be another reminder that these teams going to these nights, they know exactly where they want to go, who they want to have the ball in their hands. And I don't think, we're almost 10 games in. I still don't know who the Tigers, who's the number 1, who's the alpha, who's the guy you want to
no idea.
Run
no idea.
For. There's no Tevin Brown right now on the roster, the guard from Murray State who was just lighting up Memphis. There's nobody right now that I think Kenny even has the confidence or even the knowledge of, I want to go to this guy down the stretch, tightly contested game. We're just going to keep running stuff for him until they stop it. I don't think Memphis has gotten to that point, and that's just another reason things haven't gone right so far.
Well, I think that's a big part of it, as we've talked about. As Steven Johnson joins us from the Daily Memphian, The other thing that I think is interesting as a result of all this, it feels as though like when you try to make everyone happy, you don't make anyone happy. It's the classic, if you don't, stand for something, you'll fall for anything kind of thing. Like you can't, it's not going to work that way. It just doesn't happen. And sure enough, guys are starting to get a little bit upset. And I don't know if you saw Josh Minot's dad kind of popping off a little bit on social media and saying, not playing Josh, that's definitely a way to get him to stay at Memphis, and retweeting other guys and that are criticizing. Are the rumors starting in terms of guys that are getting upset and starting to grow a little irritated with how things are going?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We said after, he said himself after the Ole Miss game, and it was more so on the veterans, that he wasn't sure if one of those guys was going to leave. And I think with Minot, I just think that's just been totally mismanaged this entire season, kind of from those first 4 games. Like, you go from saying he had a breakout performance last week at his radio show, which got a round of applause from everybody. He comes out, he only played 7 minutes against Murray State. So I just think, and he even acknowledged, like he said, he had cheated Josh out of minutes, and then there was an opportunity to give him a bigger role, and he still didn't do that. So right now, if he hasn't already, the locker room is teetering. They need a win this week desperately. Because the only thing that can kind of cure what I think they have going on right now is a win, is to see that whatever they're talking about, whatever vision they have in practice, can actually pay off. But, you can't make everybody happy. You know what I mean? And if you're going to say the veterans have been the problem, they more or less played the same amount of minutes. You know what I mean? Still were kind of out there at the end against Murray State. So just because you kind of bench them, if they're still going to play 20-plus minutes a game, then I'm not sure how effective that message really is. So, like I said, from veterans to freshmen, I think a lot of people are a bit frustrated, and that's just on Penny from not being decisive with what he wants from the role of the people, both old and new.
Is there a path that you can see Memphis making a at-large bid to the NCAA tournament without winning one of these next 2 games against either Alabama or Tennessee?
I don't see how. You would have to probably sweep Houston, probably do the same to Wichita. At worst, split with SMU. You would probably, against those 3 teams in Cincinnati, you would probably need to only drop maybe 1 game, regular season game, because St. Louis that'll be a solid win. Virginia Tech might be a solid win. I'm not sure what's kind of happened to West Kentucky. I know they beat Ole Miss bad, but those three wins alone in the non-conference aren't going to be enough for at large, I don't think. So you would have to dominate in conference play, and I'm not sure. I think Memphis will kind of hit a streak in conference play, kind of like they did last year. But I'm not sure at this point if it's a reasonable expectation for them to kind of go in and sweep Houston and some of those other teams. So it would take a lot. I think they need at least 1 win this week, especially tonight against Alabama, who I think will probably be a little bit better than Tennessee down the stretch. But if they don't win any game this week, I think it's going to be conference tourney or bust unless they just kind of shock everybody during conference play.
Yeah, I've kind of said, Stephen, I think it's basically, when it comes to the at-large situation, it's basically a 4-game season where it's these 2 and then the 2 Houston games. Because I'm not sure that Wichita is going to carry enough oomph by themselves unless you got some of these other. I think if you go like at worst 3-1 in these 2 games and the 2 Houston games, then I think as long as everything else kind of goes okay, I think you might have a chance. But anything below that is, I don't care what you do in conference, because there's not enough quality in the conference to carry you. I think at that point you're going to look at you got to win the conference tournament.
No, I agree, and it's funny. We thought we were probably. I think we all thought in the preseason, maybe even after the Iowa State game, that this SEC stretch that had Murray State kind of sandwiched in between. You probably thought worst case scenario they would go 3-1, 4-1 during that stretch. So now to see them go 0-4 to start it off, and they've just really, and it just continues on the Penny Hardaway. Like, they just put themselves behind the 8 ball so bad that, like, a team with this talent is going to have to, like I said, it's going to be conference tournament or bust. And if you don't beat either Alabama or Tennessee, I think those teams are more talented than Houston, but I'm not sure how you could expect to to beat Houston twice. Maybe not even once with the way the Tigers are looking, because Houston's not quite as talented, but they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly their identity through and through. So, like I said, these are must-win scenarios. And if somehow you win both, I don't think it cures everything that's happened so far, but I think it is kind of a way to kind of quote unquote right the ship in a sense. But they're going to have their hands full, man. I'm excited to watch this Alabama team up close and personal. I'm not sure Memphis feels the same way, but maybe they'll change. Maybe that'll change. 10:30 tonight.
What is what has to happen? You've written about this. Folks, need to know what has to happen tonight for the Tigers to be able to get that key win.
They got to get back to their defensive identity. They have not, which I think is part of the press, which they've kind of gone away from, and that was another thing about kind of like Penny Hardaway saying one thing in the media and in the game plan doesn't exactly reflect that. He said he wanted to get back to pressing, being that smash mouth team. But if I remember correctly, I wouldn't say they did that much against Murray State. I remember some instances, but it's still not what we saw in those first 4 games. So whether it's through the press or some type of scheme, they've got to get back to defending at a high level. I think they're allowing almost 76, 75 points a game during this losing streak. So it starts with defense. I don't think they can win in the shootout with Alabama, but what they have to do is they got to consistently control the pace, maybe slow it down some. Alabama allows teams to get to the free throw line a lot. So to me, that says go inside to the paint and consistently feed Jalen Duren, DeAndre Williams, or whoever else can get inside the paint and kind of challenge the defense. And you have to do that the entire game, not just a stretch, not just 8 minutes here, 6 minutes there. If you feed them in the first half, feed them in the second half, it's going to start on defense, and I think they got to attack the paint on offense. But one thing I definitely think they don't want to do is to get in the shootout with Alabama, because right now you just got to expect that Alabama in the crunch, they're going to out-execute Memphis. So you want to play it. If you can keep it in the 70s, definitely if you can keep it in the 60s, I think you have a chance. But if we're getting to the 80s or the 90s, then I think that's going to be a win for Alabama.
Do we have a starting lineup change tonight?
I would be surprised if Alex Lomax starts tonight. But of course we'll see. I kind of get surprised every day waiting for what the starting lineup is going to be. I do think they'll get changed. That's a guess not reporting, but I think I would be a little surprised if he goes back to Alex Lomax after he was a negative 15 and plus minus against Murray State.
And no new additions to the lineup, guys who never started before? You don't think?
I would hope not. I hope not. The status of Earl Timberlake is, I think, it's still up in the air. I asked somebody that said I'm not sure if he's going to be able to go. So there could be, whether it be through Earl or Ayla, I think there probably will be at least one change. I'm not sure who he'll go to, but it's going to be crucial for Memphis to start off fast. Because you don't want to find yourself down, 20-8 in those first 8 minutes of a team like Alabama.
We're going to find out tonight. You're going to be down there again, 8 o'clock. Tip-off down at the Forum for the Tigers. Really, backs against the wall, last chance. Got to do something. Got to make this thing happen. If it's gonna go, if something's gonna happen, it's got to start tonight down at the Forum. Thanks, Stephen. We appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all.
He's our guy, Stephen Johnson from The Daily Memphian. If you want to follow him, and you absolutely should, he is at Stephen, STEVENM Johnson _ on Twitter, at Stephen M. Johnson _ on Twitter. Check him out. We'll talk about the game tonight, what we expect to see, as I just continue to be befuddled by this team. Really, it's man, it would be something special if they could get it done, but I'm just not so sure. Not so sure about it. We'll see. When we come back, we'll talk about that. We'll get to your texts as well on the AutoZone listener line 360-8255. Real Sports Talk, Sports 5698.5.
This is your buddy Johnny Radio wishing you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And don't forget to join me for Happy Hour, 11 to 1, Monday through Friday, right here on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
The
Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat Big Finish Sales Event is back, and we're ready to put you in a new ride today. 2021 Chrysler 300 Touring, $469 a month. 2021 Jeep Cherokee Latitude Lux, $475 a month. 2021 Dodge Charger, $497 a month. Plus 2021 Jeep Gladiator, we Gossett, $695 a month. Trade up to extra value and get more for your ride at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat. So pass the rest and come to the best during the Gossett Big Finish Sales Event or shop online, GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 75 months at 3.99 APR. Must finance with Chrysler Capital 300, MH644,839, MSRP 34,945. Charger MH647,808, MSRP 35,385. Cherokee MD 235,765, MSRP 33,305. Gladiator ML599, 143, MSRP 45,140. Includes all rebates and incentives. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/2/21 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
It's time to call Doug and Colin Brown for your house. Looking to buy or sell a home in Mississippi? Rely on Doug and Colin Brown, $1 Million Realtors at Regency Realty in Mississippi. This father-son combo will help you find your next dream home. With decades of experience, Doug and Colin Brown put honesty, integrity, and clients first. Call Doug and Colin Brown in Mississippi at 901-598-9168. Regency Realty, 901-350-5050.
Wilkinson's Liquor and Wine is celebrating their 35th year. Come in today and choose from a big selection of tequilas, vodkas, and over 70 different single malts. Bourbon whiskey fans will find over 200 bourbons and whiskeys from around the world, along with wines from every region for all you wine enthusiasts. Wilkinson's Liquor and Wine, 146 Highway 72, Suite 102 in Collierville. It's next to Captain John's Barbecue. Open every day, including Sundays from 10 to 7 for football and all sports fans. Wilkinson's Liquor and Wine, celebrating 35 years with you.
I'm with John Burgos in the alley at the world-famous Rendezvous. John, it's so good to see you. How are things at the restaurant?
Thank you, Brett. We are here and we're making it. I have to say a big thank you to all of our customers that ordered food during the curbside days, bought gift certificate when times were slow, ordered food to be shipped from our shipping kitchen, and then came back down to eat when our doors reopened. We owe a debt to the Memphis and surrounding community for supporting us when we need it. I hope y'all all come eat some barbecue with us, but I also hope you'll support our local restaurants. And if your service is a little slow or an item isn't on the menu that you enjoy, cut them a little slack. Hopefully it'll be there soon.
Thank you, John. We appreciate you for feeding all of us, and we will take that advice to heart.
Brett, we also have a new twist at the Rendezvous. We now have outdoor dining. It's in the side alley along the Rendezvous, not the one in the front. And depending on the weather and depending on staffing, please call ahead to make sure we're open. And we hope it becomes a mainstay here at the Rendezvous.
Mr. Charlie Burgos' world-famous Rendezvous in the alley in downtown Memphis.
Getaway Sports Bar, the best kept secret in town, open noon to 1:30 a.m. 7 days a week. Garvin, the owner, created this SEC NFL Dream Bar over 20 years ago. You'll never miss a minute of action. 10 TVs, 5 70-inch TVs for all the big games. Rack them up on 6 pool tables. Coldest beer in town, grab you a pool stick and get you some good bar grub. 100% Angus burgers, big and moist chicken tenders. Daily happy hour Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. with long neck domestics, 225 Getaway Sports Bar, 4632 Winchester.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Oh, man, this is my jam right here. Just a fool to believe I have anything she.
Say, you know who's singing?
No.
She like wind.
Who is it?
You mentioned him earlier in the show.
You sure did.
For real?
Yep.
Gallagher.
For real.
Gallagher.
Yes, this is Gallagher.
No, okay.
No, it's not Gallagher. This is Patrick Swayze.
Oh, bet that.
This is Patrick Swayze, man, right here. What a superstar. We lost him too soon, man. Very sad.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
Pat Swayze dead?
He's been gone. Oh yeah, he's been gone for a while.
Lord, ain't nobody told me nothing.
He said, Lord, ain't nobody told him nothing.
You gonna be okay?
No, man.
That's rough. Yeah, we lost him several years ago.
I think I did remember that. Yeah.
My brother, my face.
Yeah, I remember that.
Her body close to me. Come on. Let's go. All right. So I see in the texts that a lot of people are not on board with the renaissance of the Tigers. I know even you and John Harden both
Man,
not on board with any of this. And it's and frankly I can't really blame you. Keith says they'll fire Penny. I don't care how popular he is. If they'll fire Larry Finch and Tubby, they'll fire Penny. Well, Tubby's not. I mean, don't put Tubby in the same category as Larry Finch and Penny. That's no problem there.
Right.
But if they fired Larry Finch, clearly they would if they had to. But I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's going to happen. Sean brings up a point. Says, "What else is Penny going to say? Yeah, we're going to get our butts kicked this week, but hey, let's put a smile on our face." See, here's the issue that I have though with what Penny's saying is, so there is a difference between, okay, like for example, if somebody wrongs you, like let's say Anthony's saying, listen, somebody does something to you that's wrong, that makes you mad, that they're clearly in the wrong, and they come up to you and they're like, "Hey man, I'm sorry." And that's it. And then they just go on about their business and they don't change their behavior and they don't do anything. That's not going to be very satisfying, is it? Like that doesn't really help you. If you're gonna address something, but if the person says, "Hey man, I'm sorry for the specific behavior I did. I'm getting help. I'm doing this. I'm doing that," and they make a genuine effort to like change their behavior, then you're like, okay, all right, you know what? I can appreciate that. That's a real apology. That's a real addressing of the issues. When Penny says, it's on me. I got to be, just bad coaching. And then when okay, well, what do you mean? Well, just, bad coaching. Like just then I'm just going to, no, that doesn't, and then nothing changes. Then that doesn't,
right.
That just means it's just a cop out. Like you can't, it's like somebody said, "Hey Penny, you're going to have to say something about yourself. Like I know you want to blame these dumb players and how stupid they are and how terrible they are. I know you want to get on them for that. But you're going to have to say something about your own fault in this." And he's like, all right, I got it. He's like, "It's just bad coaching." Well, what do you mean? Just bad. Well, what are you going to change? That's just, we're just going to get better. That doesn't mean anything. Like you got to, like that's all we're here. Like there's nothing that's actual, like, yeah, I have played too many guys and I know I'm not going to play as many guys. Yeah, we have, we've really not established a pecking order and that's going to change. Yeah, I really have gone too much on, Alex Lomax, and I need to there's just no specifics to any of that stuff, and that's why it doesn't hold any water. You can't. It doesn't mean anything. Okay, what you got to show me that you're actually gonna like do something, change something. Yeah, I need to listen to my assistant coaches. Yeah, you know what? I have been getting puffed up by a lot of these guys too much. I hadn't really some kind of admission that you. You don't get the impression that he actually thinks that there's anything wrong with the way he's handling it.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot of empty talking. It reminds me of this guy I used to know at my old church, and he was like, he had a staff position with the church, and he was kind of always messing up, like in his personal life, work life. Guy was just a train wreck, you know what I mean? And everyone that would sit down and talk to him, he would always say, "Oh man, you right. He's like, "Bro, I'm not looking for you to agree with me. I need you to actually work on the issue." Like, because
exactly.
He was one of those type of dudes. He was like, I'm not saying this because I want you to agree. I want you to, like, Penny, we agree with you. Yeah, the things you're saying are true. But we will, as consumers of your product, we would love to see some of those things actually. You know what I mean? We would love to see those things actually happen. You know what I mean? We would love to see a shorter rotation. We would love to see you turn into a hole this week. Like you said you would, and. And he said that this is the best week we've seen. I don't believe that, and I bet against it. And what I mean? Like, and that's the point where you're now. It's not just to the point where it's nothing but talk, but it's like, man, I believe the total opposite of what you're saying now. You know what I mean? So yeah, not a good place.
That's
to be.
it.
Not a good.
That's
place
it.
To be,
I mean,
yeah.
there's no backing up of the words. The talking has all been very. It's been there from the very beginning. All the smoke, all this stuff. But then there's no taking responsibility. There's no truly taking responsibility. It's one thing to say it, but you have to actually own it. You have to actually own the responsibility. You have to actually own the situation. And it still doesn't feel like he's taking it seriously. It still doesn't feel like he's really there. It just feels like he goes from one extreme to the other. And I'm not there. Now that being said, I mean, again, the Tigers have enough talent where if it all comes together, they certainly could win this game. Iona has beaten Alabama, and Iona's not a bad team, but it's this is they still have a bunch of talent, and where it's starting to become a problem for him too is you're seeing the draft evaluations of these guys. I saw the piece. Jonathan Wasserman, a Bleacher Report, had a piece on Jalen Duren today. And I read some of that and just kind of talking about how he's starting to slip from the ranks of the elite. You've seen Imani Bates kind of slipping in the minds of a lot of these folks. And he's not going to be in the draft next year, but he's sort of slipping. And it seems fanciful to think that there's any way that Imani Bates is going to be back next year the way that people were talking about. He might be here for 2 years and all that. That doesn't seem especially likely to me, based on how things are going. When you start to see that have the effect, Anthony saying, then, are those recruits still coming in? Are you still able to grab those guys? Are you still able to get that talent? Because that's not what you want to see. It's not what you want to see after 9 games where guys are like, Jalen Duren's averaged 5 points in the last 4 games, and he hasn't really been able to show himself, and he hasn't been. I don't. This doesn't seem that complicated, man. Play your best players like a lot and let them do their thing. That seems simple enough to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems like Penny's really overcomplicating something that should be simple. I said that, going back to the beginning, like I don't think anybody in the city of Memphis would be mad at him if he took a humble approach to this. Like, I've got a lot to learn, but I'm going to surround myself with people who are going to help me learn this. You know what I mean? So I don't think anybody would have looked at Penny, but I don't think anybody would look at him any crazy way, but he went the total opposite of that. He went all in with the smoke and and surrounded himself with his buddies and not listening to people, and all the people that he had around him are gone now. I don't really know what burnt those bridges, whether it was a Penny thing or the people he had around him thing, but here we are, man, and he's clearly suffering for it. He's struggling, and he looks and sounds like a guy who's, hey, who would have thought, doesn't know what he's doing. That's how he sounds when he talks. So that's exactly what it is at this point in time, and it's sad to see, man. It's just sad. It's the exact opposite of the Grizzlies. It just feels like that. Neither, like, it can't be both teams successful. Like, you got to, if the Grizzlies are doing well, the Tigers have to be struggling a little bit, and if the Tigers are doing well, the Grizzlies have to be struggling a little bit. It feels that way. And you talked about it long term. Oh man, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I mean, we said it before, man. There are a lot of people who have grown up, as kids. There's a lot of people who have grown up now with the Grizzlies as their team. And they aren't really, they're not college basketball. Memphis used to be a college town. And you said the Grizzlies are the college team in Memphis. And some people took that the wrong way. Yep. I understand what you're saying. If you're from Memphis, you understand what you're saying. Like, yep. They're the team that is followed with the passion and the interest level and all that of a college team. And the Tigers, that leaves them now with a fan base that is still older. And the younger kids, man, you thought you'd be getting them with Penny. You thought you'd be getting them with this recruiting class and all that stuff. Yep. That's not happening. And if it doesn't happen, that's bad news, man. And here's something,
bad news for them.
There's something that people have to think about as well, man. Like, if people are like, okay, well, I'm not saying don't fire Penny, but if you fire Penny, your next coach is going to be a step down as far as the glitz and glamour. It's just going to be, it might be some unknown. It's probably going to be some, some assistant coach who's looking for a gig. I'm not going to say he's going to be a crap coach, but it's
Buns and Wells.
It's going to be a step down. I don't think they'll go the former player route at all. Whoever they get is going to be a step down, like as far as the name. It's just going to be a guy who's just probably a traditional college basketball coach, worked his way up as an assistant. That guy is going to take a while to get this thing going. You know what I mean? He could probably come in and recruit at a decent level and get things up to snuff. But during that time, the interest for the University of Memphis basketball program could absolutely die. Because, like I said, a lot of those older fans, they're leaving us, man. You know what I mean? The blue hairs are getting away from here. And the University of Memphis, they don't have that longevity. There's not a lot of little Tiger fans running around here. You know what I mean? Those lean years we've had have hurt that, tremendously. And the Grizzlies have done so well as far as pushing things forward. Just not just on the court, but just the in-game experience you have there, and the marketability, and you have a budding superstar in John Morant, who's one of the better, more marketable young players in the NBA.
Well, I don't think it's budding anymore. I think
he's that dude.
He's just a superstar.
I saw somebody from Chicago in a message board. They was like, I bought tickets for my daughter. They live in Chicago. Like, I bought tickets to the Bulls, the Grizzlies game. Do you guys in Memphis think John's gonna be healthy by then? Because like, this is all my daughter wants to see. Like, come on, man. Like, this is in Chicago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and you got that guy here in town, and you got the biggest kid in the world who kids love to death, and Jaren Jackson Jr. So, come on, man. Like, and Dylan, I'm gauging by my 8-year-old. He's just like what he likes. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the thing.
It's
My
scary.
son,
it can get scary, man, for sure.
And my son really isn't that. He likes basketball, but he isn't like super into it or anything like that. But we were watching the game last night and he's like, "Oh man, is that look at Jaren Jackson Jr. Man, he's doing great. Oh, there's Kyle Anderson. Like he knew all the players now." I was like, man, when did you? Like, he just knows them all. Like, and we watched Tiger game. He's like, "No,
I'm good on this."
It's just they have to be very careful. This.
Yep.
You saw what happened at the end of the Pastner time, and then in Tubby, it went down to just
nothing.
And man, you shudder to think.
Because the one thing, not saying don't fire Penny or keep Penny. I'm just saying facts though. You let go of Penny. I mean, you had a packed house of people paying to see Memphis Madness like that. There's, there's something to that type of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Like everybody.
This was the roll of the dice.
Yeah.
Though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This was the roll of the dice.
You
gotta. It's got to work. And if it doesn't work, then
it's going to be a disaster. It could be a disaster after that. For real, your next hire could be a tremendous step back.
Quick question, guys. Do either of you know whose attendance is better, Tigers or Grizzlies right now?
It's kind of hard to even talk about it with the.
I mean, to me, it's like you're comparing apples to oranges because it's a whole, you have so many more games for the Grizzlies than you do for the Tigers. You have so many. It's just a different. So I wouldn't. I mean, what is it? 18, 19 home games for the Tigers versus 41 for the Grizzlies. Different. And then even then, you have so many games for the Tigers that are against
lesser opponents that won't draw.
Yeah, and all these other teams that aren't that great. So I don't think it's fair to make that comparison exactly. But I mean, again, the comparison I want to make is more about just the energy of the crowd and the interest level and all that stuff.
Right.
And, saying you're at both, pretty.
Tiger basketball games are boring as crap.
That's why it's just a different vibe, man. It's just
it's horrible.
No bongo lady,
man. It's horrible, man. Like the in-game stuff is trash. What's they're using I can't think of her name. She's pretty good. She brings some youth and energy to it, but it's boring, man. It is boring as crap.
There's a reason why it's hard for.
And the guy who goes, who's the shooter for this team? Tyler Harris. No, what's the Landers Nolly 4? Get the hell out of here with that crap. 4? Man, that's.
He gonna see you in Starbucks,
man. What?
Man, it's
Texas says, hold on. Let me address this. Texas says nobody care about the Grizzlies. This is a Tiger town for life. Where you weirdos from? A place called Realityville. I might be mistaken, bro, but I swear, the University of Memphis had to pay the FedEx Forum back money because nobody was going to games. Didn't that happen a couple years ago?
Yes, that did happen. Yes.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I think
this is clearly became a Grizzlies town. Y'all have lost your mind.
This becomes this is the thing that the Tiger there's a group of Tiger fans that is very defensive about this kind of stuff, and when anything like this is brought
you're
up,
nuts.
It makes the assumption that this is the Tiger town through and through. It'll always be a Tiger town.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
No one's saying that the Tiger's just gonna shut up shop and not gonna be there, but there's a limit. There's a limit, and very clearly there's a limit, especially if the Tigers aren't performing at that level, and they haven't been. So it's vital that they do. Penny Hardaway was the roll of the dice. They were. They could have hired Penny back when they hired Tubby. They could have hired Penny and chose not to. because they maybe had questions about, whether or not he could coach or whatever it may be. But they were sort of pushed into the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Once Tubby left, it was like they had no other choice. They had to hire Penny. And Penny came in and transformed the energy level and everything else. Did a great job of getting everybody back involved and into Tiger basketball again. It just felt good. But,
I was covering the team for Tri-State Defender when there were 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people there before the pandemic. I've seen,
if that.
Yeah.
You guys, they 1,500. They had 2,000. Like, you're talking about, incredibly tiny crowds. Like,
come on, man. Like,
there's no birthright to it.
And I'm not talking about history. I'm saying you got to watch the wave of what's going on. Like I said, there is a NBA superstar in this town who's about to have a traveling following. Like, the Grizzlies are a bigger deal than Memphis now than the Tigers. Sorry, I understand the history of the Tigers, all those type of things, but nah. If you don't see the wave that's happening, because there are people tuning out what the Tigers are doing for sure. Like, literally don't care. And like you said,
you're talking to two people who are from Memphis.
Yeah,
who grew up in Memphis. I was born in Memphis. I grew up in Memphis. It's not like I was over at I went to the Tiger dorm when I was like 6 years old because my teacher had a nephew or something that was on the team, and so she took us over there, and I got to go through the athletic dorms and meet Andre Turner and Baskerville Holmes and Keith Lee and all these. Like, I had a Keith Lee doll when I was a kid, a little stuffed animal. Like, I was 6 years old. Like, I had Keith Lee version that was in my room and all. So I grew up really appreciating, loving Memphis State, all that, but you got to be real, man. You got to be real with it.
Yeah, Tiger basketball always will be Tiger basketball, but NBA is a totally different beast, man. And when you've got one of the better players in the league who's set to be here for 8-9 years, that can really damage Tiger basketball, like, for sure. Especially if they continue to be this, you know what I mean? And then people are like, well, get rid of Penny. Hey, there's another side to that we haven't really had to have a. We saw like the lean years of Tubby Smith, but we never saw a lean year where it's like a guy when you're really starting over, like you're not trying to salvage something. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because Tubby came here trying to Josh was a recruiter, so let's get a coach that can actually coach. But okay, that's not working either. Let's go back and get a super recruiter and hope he can coach too. And now you're like, okay, let's just start over. Like, if you actually do that, like a true rebuild, it could get ugly in FedEx Forum, man. Like,
Scott Drew's not walking through that
right,
door.
Exactly. And people here think, let's go get Rick Pitino. Like, it's not happening, bro. Like, it's going to be just some guy. It's just going to be some guy, man. You're starting back off like a tick price type situation. It's not going to be, Calipari's not coming back. I mean, we get to thinking all these fantasy names. That's not how the situation is going to go whenever Penny leaves or whenever Penny's gone. So
we'll come back, get into a couple of other things before we depart, including COVID, which is certainly making a comeback here as we approach Christmas time. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about some of the other rumors as well that are starting to swirl. Some disgruntled folks in the world of hoops. We'll discuss that too when we continue. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows. Stay up to date with station events and have chances to win prizes from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Visit Frontier Western Store this holiday season and check out new goodies for under the tree. Frontier added so many new items in their women's boutique. There are daily arrivals with thousands of on-trend tops, jeans, and pants at amazing prices. And guys, Frontier's your #1 Carhartt store. There's no one with a larger selection of everyday fits and workwear. Wrangler and Ariat clothing are also available. Frontier recently remodeled and expanded the world-famous boot showroom. Now there are even more dress and work boots in stock. After some Ariat boots, then check out Frontier. There are over 1,000 pair of Ariat boots alone and thousands more in other brands such as Dan Post, Corral, Durango, Rocky, and Twisted X. As if the selection isn't reason enough, there's Frontier's low prices. Frontier's everyday pricing is lower than online and chain stores. So when you're ready for your next pair of boots, you know right where to come. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Locally owned and operated since 1967.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno-country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Taco Bell presents a get-out-of-bedtime story. It's time to wake up from this amazing dream, even though you're jet skiing on Lemonade. How extreme! And oh, look at that, you just won the lottery. Is that a castle? Take the keys, it's your property. What's better than swimming in space? Just wait for the big reveal. It's Taco Bell breakfast and it's actually real. So it's time to wake up and bid your dreams farewell. Because toasted breakfast burritos are waiting for you, only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell locations near you during breakfast hours only.
The Christmas sale is happening now at Family Leisure. Did you know that's where Santa goes to shop? Oh, yes. Why? Because arcades are up to 25% off. Air hockey and foosball tables, they start at just $149.99. You can get great deals on hot tubs and saunas. Let me tell you, that is perfect for the winter weather. Trampolines, up to 20% off. This is the best time to buy. Pool tables and shuffleboard tables in stock and ready for delivery. They're not waiting on a boat somewhere. Speaking of delivery, those schedules are filling up very, very fast. So reserve your date now, just in time for Christmas. It's the Family Leisure Christmas Sale. It's happening now. Remember, shop early, shop local, and shop where Santa shops. It's Family Leisure, Witten Road and I-40. It's where family and fun come together for the holidays.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Well, we mentioned how difficult it is. It's been increasingly tough to deal with COVID, and lately you're seeing it in stark relief right now. It is very, very tough. The LA Lakers have canceled their practices after Talen Horton-Tucker has tested positive for COVID. The entire team now has canceled its practice, and so all team members now are getting tested to see what's going on. But the Lakers are having to cancel all of their practices. There are 37 in the NFL who are COVID positive as of yesterday. More today, including Jarvis Landry, Wyatt Teller, and 8 and 6 other Browns who are on the COVID list as well. All of them are vaccinated, but still getting COVID. So there is a major issue there. And in fact, the first Omicron strain was found. One of the staff members in Washington who had it was not a major staff member, but more of a like kind of behind the scenes. Somebody who works at the facility, but he had COVID, and so that was that was an issue there for sure. So it's becoming throughout all of sports at this point. College and pro, it's getting back into kind of some of that dangerous area. I know within the NBA they've cracked down on a lot of things. They're tightening up things, but trying to make sure that they can keep as few games as possible from being postponed or certainly canceled. The Bulls have already had 2 of them postponed. Over in hockey, the Carolina Hurricanes have had 4 more players testing positive. Their game against the Wild tonight has been postponed because they've already gotten a whole bunch of dudes that have been they're 23 NHLers that are on the COVID list as well. So there is there's a lot there. So I don't know. Saying, like I said, it kind of takes us back to where we were. We have to be very careful with this because it's the numbers are continuing to go back up after we kind of had them under control for a while.
I got another question for you, Peter. I may have, like I said, I stopped looking into stuff. I just ask you for now.
Okay,
so
just stop looking into it.
I'll let you be my source of information.
Is it about OJ?
No.
Because he's free, by the way.
I saw someone saying that Omicron seems to be the mildest version, although the most contagious. Is that true?
Hard to know. Don't know at this point. Don't know. That's what I say. Too early to tell.
But thoughts and prayers.
It's definitely the most contagious. But as far as the severity goes, it's really, really hard to tell because by how many people have been vaccinated and all that stuff, it's kind of apples and oranges, and we don't have super great data across the board just yet. So hard to say, but. Definitely get that booster if you haven't done that already. The booster we have seen that definitely helps a whole lot for sure.
I'm
mentioned,
blessed to
O.J.
be
Simpson,
a part
a
of
completely free man. His parole is over.
Oh man,
his
hide your
parole
kids.
is over.
Hide your wife.
Is he still doing Twitter?
Go get that free money tonight. Go get it. Bet against the Tigers.
Oh man, Alabama 3.5-point favorite. So sad. It's just sad, man. I'm sad.
Roll Tide. Let's go. Payday.
I get it.
Free money.
It's just sad.
3s and 2s.
Free money, baby. 3s and 2s.
Coming up next, sports time. Brett and Gabe taking you all the way through. Y'all have a great Tuesday.
The NFL playoffs are almost here, and to help you stay on top of the action, FanDuel Sportsbook is giving you a $10 bonus when you place $20 in same-game parlay bets. Bet on a single game or spread your bets out across multiple matchups. It's up to you. As long as you bet $20 in same-game parlays during the same week of NFL action, you're getting a $10 bonus. This same-game parlay bonus is live during weeks 13, 14, and 15. So lock in some winners today and enjoy a $10 bonus on FanDuel. New to FanDuel Sportsbook? Sign up using promo code CASH to place your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. That's promo code CASH exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max bonus $10. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder, 867-0303. Hurricane season is upon us. Is your roof ready? Are your shingles laying down and sealed properly? Call me right now, 867-0303. They say you get what you pay for. That's why my opinion is free. Maybe you've got years of life left in your roof. If so, I'll tell you that. But if I find storm damage or a compromised roof system, I'll lay out some options for you. Don't let them tell you it needs to be replaced if it only needs a repair. Call me, 867-0303. Has your insurance company already seen it and rejected your claim? Maybe they're correct. Most of the time, they're not. They do tend to become more reasonable once I get involved, though. 867-0303. I'll measure your roof from outer space or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno-country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Acura of Memphis invites you to experience the season of performance and the all-new, completely redesigned 2022 Acura MDX. It's the most advanced SUV Acura has ever built. Experience the convenience of full connectivity, including built-in Alexa, Wi-Fi hotspot, and wireless charging from the stunning interior, complete with third-row seating. Stop by our state-of-the-art facility and take advantage of our aggressive APR offers today. Ridgeway at 385 or shop online from the convenience of your home now. Visit AcuraofMemphis.com.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's time for Sports Time.